shout out to Reese. That's so rude. Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in the first 3 seconds.
So I'm Pawn, and I got 4th place in the Wasilla Regional this time. And I decided to play pure Dracotail. It's something very simple to play. Start off with, we should do with our fusion starters. We have 3 Phimina. These are the quick effect fusions. 2 Cartesia and 3 Mululu. This is like almost guaranteed your normal summons or, you know, ways to fusion summon on your turn and on the of course opponent's turn. Then we have Dracotail Lucius. 3 of. This deck profile is pretty simple. The whole idea is playing pure Dracotail. This is more like a toolbox deck. So mostly everything's at 3 for more flexibility for side deck patterns. And to change up the game plan, change up what I'm going to make like game 2, game 3 with what I decide to do with what I'm siding in, like siding in for Tasmays, putting more non-engines. So now, go for Ugala and 3 Pan. I know like some people play 1 Pan, but in pure Dracotail, you want to up the count of Pan to do your turn 0 fusion summons. This way you can make like do this, summon a Thalion, and you can get more value just popping, and you don't have to use a Thalion on the opponent's monster. And for the spells, what this spells and traps with this archetype is about is the 2 traps. These are the 2 disruptions you're setting. Flame is a spell and trap removal, very simple. And Horn, this card is very good because most of the time you're just using it on like a Nibiru or you're just using like a yummy monster to bait something out. So now we have the 3 spells. Rahu, basically the traditional brand fusion type of card to fusion summon from deck. And Ketsu, right there, adds some fusion summons. Then, just like that, we have like 23 in-engine. It's very simple, we're just doing this to get it going. 3 Effect Failure, 3 Fulos, and 3 Pirellia, 2 Ghost Ogre, 3 Nibiru, and 3 Ash. We have Effect Failure because it's a once per turn hand trap, which do Effect Failure and a Thalion to add back Effect Failure to Effect Failure again. Fulos is because we're doing pure, we're actually making seals. Like for example, in one game, I made Hieratic seals. You can use seals to bounce back to your own monster. Then on resolution, because you have no cards on board, you can Fulos on the opponent's turn, even though you went first. And 3 Nibiru. Nibiru is pretty bad by itself, but if it's supplied by a lot of hand traps, you can usually lead a lot of decks to Nibiru range, even though it might be bad. Like, they might be, like, of course, resilient to Nibiru by itself, but you Ash, Effect Fail, Ghost Ogre them, they'll have to extend to the Nibiru range where this card becomes effective. And this is when you use the Horn to bounce back the Nibiru, or use a Thalion to bounce it back to use it again. And that's constant threat of like how usually you win this game is you core set up a very simple board, then you usually a Thalion put back a hand trap back in hand, a good non-engine piece. Then for the side deck, we have the 1 Cartesia. So it's very simple for our game plan is, I'll show you very simply. We have 2 Fenrir. This is usually what we're siding in first. We have 6 Malcharmies, which is really good in this deck, because when going first, you can just side those out immediately. But if you want to use Fulos on the opponent's turn, you can side out the Pirellias, or depending on if you're playing against like Fingersoul, you side out Fulos instead. Then after that, we got 3 Pankratops. There we go. To be honest, I never saw this at all. I side decked against Yummy, but I never saw it. But in theory, because of all the non-engine pieces we're playing, we have hand traps to back this up, where it's a half board, we can special summon the Pankratops, hit a Synchro, and this will bait out the quick play where they will summon back the Synchro, and it will be a simplified game state where you don't have to deal with the Snatchy, Synchro, and quick play on board. And of course it's good for rogue matchups, because last experience, I faced a lot of rogue matchups and decided to, instead of playing Lancia, thank you Ethan for facing all the Malice players for me.
Fuck you.
I didn't have to face Malice at all, so I decided to not play Lancia and, you know, appreciate the homies when you can, you know.
Eat it.
Ghost Belt is pretty, honestly, overperforms its job, as this is usually what I'm siding in and replacing the other Charmies in when I go first or when I go second. Because usually what you do is for Dracotail, you bell the trap so they can't rotate out their traps, and their grind game is almost ruined. Then after that, we have Joel. And again, I never saw these. Very beautiful. And really, the last card is Phantasmate, because most of the decks being link based. So being a lot of link decks, and of course rogue decks being on link monsters, for example Orcus, this will always be live. And most of the time, this, because of the high density of non-engine, you will draw like 2 hand traps or 1 hand trap with this card. And for the extra deck, it's very simple what we're doing here. So for the Link 1s, we have Spirit with Eyes of Blue, because to go to seals, we need to, of course, mostly spellcasters. So we're turning the spellcaster Cartesia or the Lucius for your normal summons. Usually you want to normal summon that. For the ideal normal summon, to turn the Cartesia or Lucius to this into seals, whatever you summon with the Katsu. Then card here is Krashi. This is usually for a follow-up. You just gotta summon this. Summon this like turn 2, 3, yeah, and you know, everybody's a monster. What can you say? Little Knight? Yeah. This is for generic, and this card's bait. Wow.
Wow.
This card is just a flex spot, and it's just funny because we're playing Nibiru. Just nib them and put this over the token to be funny. And now we have Dracotail, Golomel. These are the ones you're summoning from your Dracotail cards from Rahu, because you're Xeno locked to those to summon those only. Yeah, this card, yeah. Like mostly what you want to do is just bounce back a non-engine. Or if not, the board desperate. This usually is a pop, but it's Paleozoic Rulings or Lady Labyrinth, where you have to give them priority. If they change something, you lose it. So this card, you know, it comes up sometimes for a little skill difference. Then we got Secretarian Dragon and Mysterion. This is the other non-generic dragons we're gonna summon, non-generic Dracotail fusions we're gonna summon. Very simple game plan. This is just an extender. And against K9, Fangorsoul, this does come up. This stops the Caesar to just popping your board. Because usually most of the time they will play through your board. And this card is like the last defense for Caesar to not pop your board. So this card's there. It's good against other rogue matchups too. Like I saw like a Blue Eyes randomly and Tempai, this eats Tempai alive. Mysterion. This guy's Bay. And for the last card, for last generic, is this Philia Regis. This card's hard to summon, but when you do, it's also another utility tool to start banishing cards on the field or in the graveyard. It's for mostly like for K9s or for Yummies, where you start banishing the Link 1 from graveyard so they can't revive it forever. But usually you're never making it because you need Pan and a Thalion to do it. Like, that's why it's usually rare to come out too. And now we have Typhon. This card, you know, last time I said this is like an instant lose. I will admit, it did win me a game. Little character arc for him. And for the last card is another generic card. Another generic utility card. Centurion Legatia. Because we're playing Cartesia, which is a tuner. And all our fusion monsters are level 8. You can summon this and get a draw 1. And this is a non-targeting destroy effect. It's useful against Holisu, because no matter what happens, for example, like Holisu, and you have like board of, like imagine like Golomel, Cartesia. To force out the Holisu, you just make this, and non-target destroy the highest attack, so even if they summon Rise and you just pop it. So that card's there for more utility tool, but usually most of the time you're not summoning it because you're fusion locked. I'd like to give some shoutouts. Of course, I'd like to shout out for Trevor. He tried to. Wait. I'm sorry. He tried his best sometimes, you know, and it wasn't enough. And and I'd like to thank Kazuro, you know, playtest against Yummy. And shout outs to Ethan. I told him to swap out the Lancias, and they came up for him. He felt pretty good.
You're gonna have fun walking home, dog.
Thank you, David, for the bot. No. No.
Alright, Pond, say bye.
Yeah, shout out to God, even though I'm not Christian, and
That'd be the first 3 seconds.
Shout out to my dad for not wearing a condom, too. Say bye, Pond.
goodbye, guys. Thanks.
Cinema.